Me.
Hi, this is
Jackson.
And Luke.
And Rob. And when we're not watching YouTube videos of Walt Disney World rides,
we're geeking on Walt Disney World with Curtis and the whole Geekin' family.
Geeking on Geek family.
Are you ready for a fun-filled hour of food favorites, resort hopping, and hanging out with Disney World geeks? It's now time to go geekin' on Walt Disney World. Here's our dad and co-host. Hollywood was impressed with his performance in crowd scenes at the Indiana Jones stunt show. He never misses an 11 a.m. margarita at the Mexican Pavilion. And Mike Wazowski is still raving about his performance as that guy over at Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Curtis Stone.
Hey, Disney World geeks. Welcome to episode 342 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. This week we bring on super geeks Kristy Houston and Jenny Gill to share their Disney World weddings and the Disney Moon Trip. We're going to get some great perspectives on planning and having a great Disney wedding on budget from Kristy and Jenny. And for you new guys, over 6 years ago, I started this podcast with my daughter, Lindsay. We started talking about Disney World and trips, and then we brought on other Disney geeks to tell their trip stories. And I was amazed by a lot of things, but especially how positive and caring and generous our listeners were. And before too long, they were calling me the Podfather, and I continued to bring on listeners on to tell their Disney World stories. And over the years, we built some amazing relationships with listeners, and they continue to share their stories. I love featuring them on the show. I love featuring you guys on the show. And we've been able to meet so many of these listeners in the parks in person, and we connect every day on our private Facebook group. So we'd love for you to come join us. Come join the Geekin' family. And we are independent Disney authorized travel agents with Fairy Tale Concierge. Fairy Tale Concierge is a platinum authorized Disney vacation planner agency. And whether you're new to Disney World or you'd like to just chat with us about your Disney trip ideas, we'd love to be your travel guides and help you book your room, fast passes, and dining reservations. Contact Mama and Auntie Judy at travelandtiaras@gmail.com or Jennifer Glambos and EJ Cruz on their Little Dole Whip's Facebook page. Happy birthday, EJ. Hey, I love getting all the details of planning and having a Disney World wedding from Kristy and Jenny. Whether you'd also like to have a Disney World wedding or you're just curious on how it's done, I believe you're really going to enjoy the reviews and how to start that magical, happy ever after at Disney World. Well, I just learned something really interesting that my two guests that are coming on, and they're going to talk about their weddings that they did. I think they did them both in January. I'm going to get that cleared up real soon. But I just learned that they shared information with each other based on our private Facebook group. Saw each other were going to do their weddings in January, and they were connecting with each other. That is really cool. So I'm excited to do. I'm glad they reached back out to me, and we're going to do their wedding Disney trip reports coming up right now. Let's bring on my first guest. She closed 2 parks in the same day during a hurricane that never came. She's the first geek to be photobombed by me on an engagement shoot and the wedding too. We're going to talk about all this stuff. She insisted on having a churro wedding cake at Disney without ever having tasted a churro cake. And she says it was worth it. And I'm thinking maybe it was because of all that talk I did about the churro ice cream sandwich that I raved about on the podcast. Well, please give a warm welcome to Kristy Houston. Hey, Kristy.
Hi.
How are you? Thanks for reaching out to me, Kristy, to do your wedding trip reports.
Sure.
We were just saying, I might run out of trip reports with the current parks being closed. So I do appreciate you coming out. And that's so cool to learn that you and my next guests connected before you did your weddings.
Yeah, it was great.
How did that happen?
We both had kind of reached out and kind of asked for geek advice for things related to our trips, because I think these were kind of the big splurge trips, right? You have a wedding at Disney and you want to do it all. So we reached out and we both were like, wait a minute, you're getting married at Disney? I'm getting married at Disney. So we both kind of connected.
I absolutely love it. Let's bring her on. Well, to celebrate the birthday of her fiance, Mom and Dad, her family celebrated with dinner at the chef's table at Victoria and Albert's that cost more than her first car. I love that. Yeah, the first car is, I can totally understand. When she went to Walt Disney World for the first time, she ended up saying, I told you so, because of all the geek tips she learned from the podcast. I love that too, Jenny. And her first ride at Magic Kingdom was the last trip of Walt Disney World Railroad during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. That's sad, but please give a warm Geek and Family welcome to Jenny Gill. Hey, Jenny.
Hey, Kurt. Hey, Geeks.
And I'm really excited. I'm going to go over these facts with you guys, but I've been saying to you guys before we got on, I've been really getting a chance to meet all my listeners, and I got a chance to meet both Kristy and Jenny. So that's really exciting. Both during the G3, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. But we got some fun stories, Kristy, you and I, and I swear it's not creepy.
No, it's not. Not at all. It's funny.
Someone could maybe take it that way, but I'm not. I swear I'm not that creepy internet guy.
No.
Well, let's review some of these fun facts. I love doing these. You said you closed 2 parks on the same hurricane. You were there during hurricane?
Yeah, so we were there over Labor Day when the big hurricane was expected to come to hit Orlando, and they had closed the Magic Kingdom early, I think at like 3:00 that day. Mm-hmm. Because they were expecting the big storm to come in, but they didn't close Epcot. And so we left Magic Kingdom and went to Epcot, and they closed that, I think, at like 7 or 8. It was still a little bit early, but not as early.
All right. Good.
Closed multiple parks.
That's truly geeky, but you got to tell the story about the photo bombing I did of you at your engagement shoot, which was totally random.
Yeah. So that was over G3, and we had planned our engagement shoot down there, which actually was the whole reason we got to go to G3, was so that we could meet our wedding photographers ahead of time,
right,
and have our engagement shoot. And so we were down there at the Wilderness Lodge, and all of a sudden, there you were.
I think Glenn Kessler and I think Wendy Fox.
I think Wendy was there too. Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I know those guys.
You guys were out by the pool. We were coming in. We must have been taking the boat over or something. And on our way through, we're like, hey, that's Kristy. We're like waving, taking pictures, like totally goofing on you. You were laughing the whole time. It was
great.
It was like typical G3, running into geeks all over the place, no matter where you were. And how about this churro wedding cake? What's up with that? You chose that, not even knowing?
Who doesn't love a good churro at Disney, right? So I had read somewhere that you could get a churro wedding cake. I had no idea what a churro wedding cake was, but I was sold. So I said, let's do it. So we had a churro wedding cake. It had actually like churro, like crunchy churro pieces inside the frosting.
Oh, nice.
And it was like a spice cake.
Okay.
Like cinnamon. It was like a cinnamon cake with crunchies in it. It was super good.
I love my churro ice cream sandwich. I'll talk about that anytime. Over at Sleepy Hollow.
Funny. I got that wedding cake flavor too.
Did you?
Yeah. It's so worth it. We did it with the maple filling, and it was delicious.
Excellent.
Very courageous, not having any of it ahead of time. Well, Jenny, yes, I love this first line that you came up here with. How much is the chef's table at Victoria's and Albert's?
It's not that bad if you just do the food. It's, per person. And then if you get the wine with it too, I think it was just under $500 a person for the food and the wine flight. It's like a 13-course meal. You get a glass of wine with every course.
$500 per person?
Yes.
You know what? That's funny. That's never come up on the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be going there though.
I was really hesitant about it, but But Justin was adamant that he really wanted to try it. And, as it said, like it was a big birthday. They all share the same exact birthday, different years, obviously. So It was such an amazing moment that we had to commemorate it with a truly amazing meal. So
your fiance, well, your husband now.
Yeah, I have to change that now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just realized I read that. Sorry, everybody. She's only been married a short few months.
Yeah.
Mom and dad, all three of them have the same birthday?
December 4th, yes.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
I love it.
That makes a great Disney trip, too.
I thought he was lying, and I thought he was a super creeper for, like, looking up when my parents' birthday was and, like, pretending that was his birthday, too. I was like, how did you find this out? It can't be possible.
Well, talk about super creepy, Jenny. I got the other story with Kristy and I. There's something going on with her and I, for real. Now, she told me her wedding was what time it was going to be and where it was going to be. And this was during my January trip. So we were there at G3 when she was there doing her engagement photos. And I was going to make a point, she was getting married on the boardwalk, but it just so happened we had, well, actually, you know how hard it is to see anybody at Disney World. You got to really make an effort because it's such a big place. But I couldn't believe it when she told me what time her wedding was. I'm like, I've got a dinner reservation or a luncheon at Beaches and Cream. I don't make that up, Kristy. I swear that I didn't put that on. I don't make my dining reservation. That's Mom and Judy. But, even I forgot about her, after I was eating everything, I kind of went, I even went outside after I ate and everyone else was back at the restaurant because I eat so fast. And then it dawned on me, oh my gosh, I think Kristy's getting married now. And I just started walking around the boardwalk. And just as I'm walking up there, I had my video going, Kristy's walking in to get married. So I'll let her tell the story, but
That's amazing.
I totally just walked right in on her wedding also. I can't make that up. It's
so funny.
I don't know. I don't want to be creepy, but I didn't stop to say hi or anything. And I was kind of from a distance watching what you guys are doing. I actually thought I might run into you at the hotel because didn't you guys stay at the beach club?
We did.
Yeah. Because my mom and Judy and Ken were back at the beach club, and Ken was we were sitting there in the lobby. I was hoping to see your wedding party come in, but I don't know where you went after the wedding. Where did you go after the wedding?
We went around the other way around and ended up at Shula's.
Oh, okay. You went there. Okay. We went opposite. Well, see that. At least that didn't work out that way. Oh my gosh. So Jenny, have you learned a lot from the podcast then? How long have you been a Disney geek?
Yeah, I learned a lot. When we first started planning our trip for December of 2018, I started doing all the research and looking into it. Justin's family has been DVC for a long time.
Okay.
We got to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge, which was their home resort. It was an amazing first time to stay at Disney. Definitely got spoiled with that. But I wanted to make sure that, I got to participate in planning the trip, even though he's been a bunch of times. And so I found the podcast and started listening and joined the Facebook group and found out all these really cool things that we could do. And I think one that really sticks out was the Toy Story early morning magic that they were doing back then.
Okay.
And so when Toy Story Land was new, they were running the event there in the morning. We got to go in before the rest of the park opened, and you got breakfast included with that ticket.
Oh, I remember Glenn Kessler talking about that.
Exactly. Yeah. Glenn talking about it gave me all these great tips and info about what to do. Yeah. We rode Slinky Dog Dash 3 times in a row that morning. So
great insider tip. Yeah. He explained that so well. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good one, Jenny. I'm so glad for that. Yeah. Well, you're a super geek now for sure. So the Magic Kingdom Railroad, did that close? Was it under construction?
It's under construction right now. So that when we were going there for our trip during the Christmas party, that was going to be the last night that it was running, and I think it's still closed right now. So it was we walked into the park, it was perfect timing, and we just hopped on the railroad, and they're like, "This is the last trip," and we're like, "What?" So it was just a cool memory for my first ride at Disney. kind of the last trip of the railroad around Magic Kingdom for a little while anyway.
They give you an idea how long that's going to be out of commission?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think it's closed for the Tron construction, so a while.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
There you go. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know when that's scheduled to be done, but a while.
Who knows?
Yeah, now who knows anymore? You're right.
Well, we're here to talk about Disney weddings. So much fun. And so my first question is, then we'll get into I guess, is it your Disney moon after you do a wedding?
I guess, although I kind of want to have a second trip. Because the downfall, okay, so here's the thing. The downfall of the trip is that when you invite all of these guests to come to your Disney wedding, it's great because then you get to do the parks with them, but then you also do the parks with them, so you don't really lose that piece.
I was figuring out what you were going to say there. Yeah, I totally get it. That makes sense. Jenny, did you have the same experience? Did you have a group of people?
100% second that. Yeah, we ended up canceling a lot of things we had plans just so that we could run around with our friends and family.
Oh, okay.
Have fun,
so you didn't have you didn't have those.
An excuse to go again.
You didn't have the romantic moments that you could have had.
That's right.
That's a good excuse to do it again. The 1 year after. Is there a name for that? The year after?
The
anniversary.
1 year after?
No, just 1 year anniversary.
1 year anniversary.
Do that.
I guess. Delayed honeymoon.
That's right, guys. I didn't know what a Disney moon is when the first person told me. I started giggling. Disney moon. Okay. All right. So how far in advance, I'm going to go back and forth with you guys on the same questions, but Kristy, how far in advance do you start planning a Disney wedding?
Disney's a little bit different than a traditional wedding in that they won't talk to you at all about your wedding until like 12 months before, which I know doesn't seem like that much, but in wedding planning world, most people are planning their weddings now well more than that.
Okay.
But that's kind of where they will start to talk to you.
Is that because they're so efficient?
Yeah. It's so easy for them, and they do so many of them that they don't need that. And they also, there's I guess the big downfall, some brides would say, about a Disney wedding is it can be competitive to get your specific date and location and time that you want.
Yeah.
And so at the 12-month marker, you put your request in for the date, and then if multiple brides have asked for the same thing, they actually do a raffle.
Meaning if you're having the same spot and
if everybody wants the same day and the same time, they'll do a raffle, and then if you win, it's yours, and if you lose, then you have to change something, either go to a different location or go to a different time of day or something. So
Jenny,
make it work.
Jenny, were you worried about 12 months looking out?
Unfortunately, I did not have that luxury because I started planning a little bit later than that. So we were within 10 months when I first contacted Disney. So
were you able to get your dates all right?
Yeah. So originally, kind of the strange twist of fate was we were actually planning for Pi Day because we're both kind of big geeks in real life, and we wanted it to be on Pi Day.
What's Pi Day?
Oh,
what's Pi Day?
March 14th. Come on, 3.14159.
I'm only a half geek.
Okay. But come to find out, like if we had stuck with Pi Day, we might not have had our wedding because like that was when Disney closed. It was that weekend.
Oh.
So we ended up changing it to January 14th because we liked the number 14. We each have 4s in our birthdays. So we changed to January 14th. It was like right after the marathon, but before Festival of the Arts. So it was kind of a dead week.
The 14th was the Sunday that they closed?
I think they closed like that weekend. I think it's a Saturday.
You guys are going to hear, we had a client that we worked on for 18 months that did a Disney wedding. You're going to hear that next week on the podcast, actually. And she got married on Saturday before they closed on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
You got in time.
It's interesting.
Just in time.
There's a whole lot of disappointed brides right now trying to scramble to reschedule.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's horrible. All right, Kristy. So what's involved in planning a Disney wedding?
The first thing is really kind of picking your date. We got a little bit lucky because we kind of surprised our family with this wedding. So Steve and I have been together 10 years now. We had been planning this big extended family trip right before Charlotte turned 3, our daughter, and my parents were going to come and his parents were going to come and my brother and his brother and my sister-in-law and their child. And everybody was going to be there. And so Steve and I were kind of like, wouldn't it be awesome if we just got married while we were there? Because everybody will be there. Kind of flying in from all over the country.
Oh, you did the other way, opposites.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's how we ended up with this wedding. And then we kind of surprised everybody. The original plan was to not tell them until we got there, but I couldn't keep a secret that long.
Oh, that's a little bit of a shock, I think.
Yeah. So the first thing is you just kind of, you pick the day, then you pick a location, and they have all kinds of locations. Some of them in the parks, some of them in the resorts. Just really depends on kind of what you want and how many people you're planning. So like you can have a Disney wedding with 2 people, or you can have a Disney wedding with 200 people. So based on what you want to do in that sense, kind of opened your opportunity. The other thing that's different about a Disney wedding, and it's extra different now than it used to be, because Jenny and I got in on the old pricing. They've redone it now. Pricing is based on location and day of the week. So having a midweek wedding is significantly cheaper at Disney than having a wedding on the weekend, which is kind of outside what people think of. Everybody thinks about getting married on a Saturday.
Sure.
To get married at my location on a Saturday would have been double the cost of getting married on a Tuesday. So we got married on a Tuesday.
That's right. I was starting to think, I was going back my memory. That was a Tuesday, right?
Yeah. And it doesn't really matter when you're at Disney because most of your guests are going to come for a vacation anyway. So they're on vacation all week. What do they care? What day of the week is the wedding? They don't care. Right.
And then maybe lower crowds there in that spot that you go. Great. Jenny, what was your experience planning with Disney?
Yeah, it was great. So when I first started, looking around and I just found out that Disney did weddings. I actually looked back in the archives and listened to Holly's episode. So shout out to Holly.
Yes, shout out to Holly.
Nice.
That was great.
Yeah, we've not done a lot of these, I don't think. Maybe a couple. Yeah, so this is good to do this topic every once in a while. Love it.
Yep. But Disney helps with everything. I mean, they just coordinate everything. You get a planner included. And there's just something to be said about having someone else do the majority of the coordination. And that was my biggest criteria. So.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. They did all the work. We just show up.
Yep.
Okay. Because what's involved with a wedding? Remind me. But you got photographers and
and
music. I don't know what else.
Yep, music and cake choices,
the whole
flowers.
menu.
Yes.
So
so in a regular place, you'd have to do all that stuff separately, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got a packet in the mail, and I mean, I guess emailed now, and then it's like check, one of those, one of these, one of those, one of these.
Mm-hmm.
Submit.
And they have the prices are like a package kind of.
It's so when we did it, it was priced like a package. It's a little bit different now.
Yeah.
The new packages now, there's like a minimum you have to spend on each location.
Yep.
And then how you do that is up to you, right? So then you can choose, I want to spend more money on flowers and less money on food, or more money on a cake and less money on photography. So you can go over if you want to. That's the benefit and the downfall of Disney is they almost never say no. Everything just has a price tag.
I've heard
For
that.
A price, you can have whatever you want.
I've heard that. But should you, I hear Disney, a Disney wedding, I'm thinking big dollars. Is that the right way to think about this?
So for us, if we would have had a wedding at home, we would have had to invite so many more people.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to do that, I don't think our wedding would have been, I think our wedding actually probably would have been more expensive at home.
Okay. Because
we did a destination wedding, we kept it to just immediate family. And so by doing that, it kept our costs down. So per head, it was probably more, but we had way, way less heads. So we had 16 people at our wedding. If it were at home, we probably would have had 150. So, we saved money having a Disney wedding.
Yeah. I wonder, I think Holly said to me, if I showed up at your wedding, they would have charged you the next tier up or something.
You would have been okay, only because unfortunately my sister-in-law got the flu the weekend. So her and then they have a newborn, so they didn't make the trip, unfortunately, from Arizona. So they stayed behind. So I actually had a buffer, but yeah, without that, they were super tight on numbers, but it worked out.
Kristy, what did you think when I sent you a video of your wedding?
I thought that was hilarious. And it was great because we didn't get our video from our wedding until like 2 months later. So that was the only video I had was yours.
I was like, I don't know if, is this too creepy? Am I going to send this to her? But I was like, I knew.
No, I was so glad you did. I was like, look, see, we have a wedding video.
I think you even invited us to your dessert party when we were at G3.
Yeah. I said you guys would come, but then you were at your GVC event. That was the same night.
Oh, was excellent. All right, let's move on here. Let's take a look. Let's see. Where did you guys have your weddings, Kristy?
I had my wedding at a place called Seabreeze Point, which is the big pavilion on the boardwalk. So we could see it's kind of between the boardwalk and the beach club.
Yeah. Well, I know where it was.
Yeah, you were there. Okay. So yeah, nice. So we kind of wanted something like we wanted some sort of outdoorsy feel, and we didn't want it to be too Disney, if that makes sense. So we weren't really looking for a theme park wedding exactly. So it was really great for us.
Was it chilly that day?
It was. So the actual wedding was fine. I think it was like 50s, which we're from Pennsylvania, so that's fine for a wedding for me.
Yeah.
But then, it was apparently like the coldest day Florida had, I guess, like all year.
Yeah.
So we had we could talk more about this, but we had our park shoot that morning, and then we had a dessert party that night, and in both of them I have a blanket.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's the thing about the wintertime, January.
Yeah. I mean, I still prefer it. I think wearing a blanket to me was still better than having a wedding dress and it being 100 degrees and humid. So, if I have to make a choice, I'll take my blankie, but
good, you're right. Good chance of it being hot and humid in Florida.
Downfall though was that we had to move our dessert party indoors because at night it got really cold, and they gave us the option. So apparently Disney doesn't cancel for cold. We thought they might force us to go inside. They didn't. They gave us the option of whether we wanted to have it inside. Yep. And we chose to go inside.
Sure.
Which actually ended up being really cool because we got to use a venue they call the Living Seas.
Ooh. Where's that?
The Living Seas, it's the back side of the Nemo ride. There's a restaurant down there.
Yep.
In the aquarium. Next to the restaurant is a separate event venue.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Very cool. So it was all aquariums, so floor to ceiling.
Oh, you could see the aquarium too. What a great idea.
Yeah, so it was super cool. We got to have our dessert party in there. Everybody was nice and warm.
Perfect.
And then we got to go outside and for the fireworks and just kind of freeze for the half hour, but it was worth it.
Wow, I love that. That's a great. I love the whole thing you did between the boardwalk and that dessert party place. Where was the outside? Where would the outside part have been? Where would you had it?
And it's funny because we paid extra for it. So we paid extra to have our dessert party at UK Lochside. So if you talk to Disney brides, UK Lochside is like the number one choice for dessert parties. It's the one it's the most private because it's kind of down a little bit.
Oh, it's
not on the main walkway.
It's like where the bridge is going over to France, like that one down there.
It's like down kind of underneath. So if you were sitting, I know you've been because I know you've done the patio viewing for the fireworks, but from the patio you can kind of see there's an area like down below.
Oh, wow.
It's down in there. So it's the most private version. So that's where most people want it. And also supposedly they have the best fireworks views. And so if you want firework photography for your wedding,
cool.
You want a spot down there. So we paid extra for this location and then we didn't use it. But the Living Seas was great. And I don't know if they would have given us that if we were at our original location.
That's pretty cool too, to be inside. Yeah, that's pretty unique. I'd never heard of that before. So perfect.
Yeah, super cool. And then we had our dinner reception actually non-Disney. So we tried to save a little bit of money. And we had our dinner reception at Shula's, which was awesome. I mean, Shula's is probably, honestly, the best steak I've ever had in my life.
I've heard it's good, yeah.
They have private dining rooms there, so we were allowed to have our own space versus having like a regular restaurant reservation where we would have been out with everybody else. So we had our own room that only sat 20 people, just for us, one big table in our own private room, our own private waiter.
So I don't know what you're going to answer when I ask what did you splurge on, because so far this looks pretty much like a splurge.
Yeah,
nice.
But so the cool thing about having a Disney wedding, I mean, it's like, I don't know, Jenny, what your thoughts are, but like the dessert party, you can have a dessert party without having a Disney wedding, but it's a lot more expensive. It's actually not that big of a splurge to have a dessert party if you're having a Disney wedding.
Good.
Because they don't tie you to the minimums.
Nice. Yeah, I've thought of with the Geek and family to do a dessert party, but it's just probably just out of reach. Like you said, it's like too crazy.
I think it's like $3,000.
Plus you got to pay it in advance.
If you're not having a wedding.
Yeah.
But if you're having a wedding, you don't have that.
Nice.
So,
well, Jenny, let's hear where Jenny had her wedding. How did your whole day go?
Yeah, so the wedding ceremony was at the Italy Pavilion in Epcot.
Cool.
We were kind of the opposite of Kristy. I was like, well, we're going to get married at Disney. Like, I want to be in the parks. So
yeah, but you're pretty close as the crow flies there.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a pretty big group. So we had about 65 people at our wedding. So we didn't qualify for like the smaller packages, which was kind of a blessing because then that opened up the options. So they used to restrict what locations you could have the wedding based on the amount of people you had. So by having more people, we were able to do it at the Italy Pavilion. But that's no longer the case anymore, which is great. You can do it wherever you want.
And that's the spot, like right on the water?
Right on the water, yeah. So you can pick anywhere, right? So as you walk into the Italy Pavilion, the water is at your back. We ended up having our ceremony face the left-hand side there. It's just that really pretty kind of like face of the building with all the architectural features and the arches and stuff.
Yeah.
So like right before the big tower. And so most people kind of have it up on the little elevated plaza thing, but I wanted to do it different. So we kind of just pivoted and put it right there. And it gave us like a beautiful backdrop to have the wedding. And
what time of day was that, Jen?
So it's before the park opens. So we had a 9:30 a.m. ceremony.
Oh, because World Showcase is closed.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that I was like, okay, well, that sounds really interesting and different. And the idea of having a brunch reception, I was like, oh, we get to have Mickey waffles and brunch food and just kind of a different take on a wedding. And I got really excited about it. So it was different. It was interesting. And I would highly recommend Italy to anyone who's thinking about it because, now whenever I walk through the parks and, I end up in Italy, I'm like, oh, I remember when. And it's just kind of a fun memory.
That's what I was, exactly what was going through my mind. I mean, I love World Showcase and to have that memory in World Showcase or the Boardwalk. I love the Boardwalk too. Both those places have meaning to me. So I think this is so cool. Who did you guys have officiate your weddings?
So that's one of the things that you kind of have to do on your own. So Disney provides a list of officiants that they recommend. I ended up finding Catherine Amundi, who was great. I would highly recommend her through another Disney wedding Facebook group. She was kind of one of the last pieces of the puzzle when we were trying to put everything together, but she already had another wedding that day, but it was later. So she squeezed us in, she made it work. And she was just so great about tailoring the ceremony to Justin and I, fitting in parts of our story as well as weaving in the Disney magic. So she did a fantastic job putting it all together. And our family and friends loved it too. I could see kind of everybody chuckling at the little Disney parts. And it was a really nice way that she did it.
So where'd you go after the wedding? Drinking around the world or?
Almost. So because when you're in the parks for the ceremony.
Thanks, Jenny. I could have been walking around by that time.
I know, right? Disney requires you to have transportation to get all of your guests in and out, which everyone told me went seamlessly. So that was great. And so we had all of our guests shuttled from Italy over to the GM Lounge, which is actually a function space on top of Test Track.
Okay, I've heard of this. Yes.
We had
what was that
really
like?
great view of Spaceship Earth, and it was really cool. It was the function space that really made it for us, and was really unique spot. So
that was your reception.
Mm-hmm, yep. And then we did a dessert party later that day as well. So the reception, like I said, was brunch. We got to have Mickey waffles. We had like an omelet station and
cool.
A carving station. We had so much food.
Yeah, right. It's Disney.
And then for the dessert party, the reception was over by 3:00. We were adamant about having a dessert party like later that evening. And when we first contacted Disney and were trying to put together the event, they didn't have anything available that night, because we also got married on a Tuesday night or Tuesday morning. So that Tuesday night, like all of the spaces were booked. And we were working with them, and, we originally wanted UK Lockside too. But as our party grew and we ended up having more and more people, what I didn't realize was that they had other open spaces. They just weren't willing to give them to us because we had such a small group.
Okay.
And so once we had more people, more options opened up to us. So we were actually at the Terrasse de Fleur, which is the little kind of patio area across from France when you come over the bridge. It was the perfect spot. We loved it. All our guests loved it. We had everybody walk into the park. So we had event guides kind of gather everybody up out there in the International Gateway area. We were there with everybody. Mm-hmm. And then we all just kind of marched into the park, and it was a nice short walk. Justin and I were still kind of in our wedding outfits, all dressed up for the pictures. But we wanted all of our guests to have a little bit of that Disney magic, because a lot of them had never been before. Oh. It was important to us to do the dessert party, and it was certainly one of the highlights. We got so much great feedback, even just being there, because you have such a great view and it's unobstructed, and we had more great food, and it was a perfect way to end the day. And walking into the park in our wedding outfits was another memory that I'll never forget. Everyone was clapping and cheering as we were walking in, and I just had the biggest smile on my face, and it was a real magic moment. So very cool.
That is, I'm just like soaking it all in.
Just to hear the event guide be like, there's a bride coming through. Like, they block the traffic for you. Like, everybody's getting ready for the fireworks, so they like clear a path with like
everybody light up on that bridge. Yeah. Yep.
I'm surprised I've never seen that. I'm surprised I've never seen that. That's awesome. That's really cool. Did you stay for fireworks too, Jenny?
Oh yeah. So Kristy, is because she had to move inside, they kind of flip it around so you get to eat first. But normally you watch the fireworks and then you have the space for another hour after the fact. So
perfect.
It worked out great, and everybody loved it. So.
I'll tell you, the 2 times I was, I played sports, like 3 sports in high school. I was a pretty big athlete, and so I was always, I guess, wore out a little bit. But the most wore out I ever got was my wedding. I never forget. We got Mom and I finished, and we drove out to the airport in Hartford, and we had the night we went to Jamaica for our wedding, and we were at the airport. I was like, I am like exhausted. Like, we were dancing and drinking and raising all kinds of hell. And by the time I sat down, I was just like, oh my, I'm like, everything ached. And then the second time was G3.
So Jenny, what time was your hair and makeup for your wedding?
3 a.m. So,
yeah. Mine too.
Were you guys like drained, exhausted at the end of the day?
No, that's right. I was the next morning.
Adrenaline?
You just kind of go on adrenaline until all of a sudden then it's over, and then you're like, wow, okay, it's over. Like,
Now, for both of you, your big parties, were they for a week there, or what? How do people kind of plan around this wedding for themselves?
So so this is another option, and I don't know that Jenny had this option. If you have a larger wedding, at least they used to require you to book a room block. Do you have a room block, Jenny?
Yes.
Yeah. So I got out of the room block situation, and so I had EJ book all of our rooms for us. And it was great because she took care of everything, which you lose that if you have a room block. So So
Well, that's
pros and
well,
cons.
with a room block, do you have to pay the whole thing at once?
So
like-
with yeah, go ahead, Jenny.
How does that work?
No,
or you
no,
work
you
with it?
don't.
You have to work with a Disney person for that.
Yeah,
And
so they
they
have a
both-
room specialist who like is focused on your room block, and
Yeah.
that's your point of contact. And basically, you can pick up to I think 4 hotels. So we picked 3, one in each category, and we picked them all to be on the Skyliner for our guests. You get the room at a discounted rate usually. Again, because of the week we picked, it was pretty low rates, which is again one of the reasons we picked it. And then you instruct your guests to call Disney Weddings directly, and they book the room through the room block. But there's ways to game it, and we ended up only reserving like 10 room nights, even though we were expecting close to 80 people to come. So as long as there's a room available at the resort, they'll let you book it through the room block rate. So even though you haven't reserved that many rooms, as long as it's available. So it was kind of more just motivating everybody to do it early, because a lot of non-Disney people don't realize you have to plan well in advance for Disney. So
the key there is that
just
Disney, there's a very special number and a coordinated person who's doing all that for you too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, Mom and Judy did that wedding that we just did. They worked with the guests like EJ did with you guys, same thing, individually, and they were like very appreciative of that for sure.
Yeah, and I wanted to do it that way. So we have the option of a room block, and I turned the room block down because I wanted EJ to book all of our dining reservations for the entire group. I wanted EJ to do all of those things because I knew I would have enough going on. So we intentionally kind of sat down with EJ and said, like, this is what we want. And we had her help us make every dining reservation for every guest ahead of time. So
Perfect.
EJ and I planned every single person that came to our wedding's vacation.
Nice. Yes.
Because we wanted to make sure it was
That's
special
awesome.
for all of them.
Yeah.
And so we booked meals that we came to, we booked meals that we didn't. We kind of set the whole thing up for everybody that way. So it was super great. And then when my sister-in-law got the flu and couldn't come, EJ to the rescue. She fixed all of that and got so they didn't have to pay for them to come if they weren't coming. And so she took care of all that at the last second. So
hooray for
that was super great.
Hooray for our travel agents once again.
Yes.
The heroes.
Yes.
I love it. All right, let's get into. So, where did you stay, Kristy, for your wedding?
So we stayed at the French Quarter, which we had never done before, but the Geek said that's where we should stay. So that's where we stayed.
It's a good
it
one.
Was great. It was a good one. It was nice. We did book a bonus room the night before and night after our wedding, club level at the beach club, so that we were close enough to walk over when it was time and walk back and stuff. So we were kind of waiting for the rates to drop. So we kind of thought, eventually when the discounts come out, we'll move everybody. And, they never came. So that week never got discounted. And so we never got to do it. So we were so glad. And so, tips for future geeks, right? Book right away, because if the discount doesn't match what you need, the cheapest rate's the first rate, right?
No, that's true. Yeah.
It worked out great.
If you book a year,
everybody booked more than a year ahead.
Yeah, it's good to book a year out because rates can go up before you go.
Mm-hmm. And it was
very true.
Yeah,
we say that people
holiday weekend, so.
It costs $200 to reserve a room. Put your deposit down, and you have nothing to lose.
Yeah,
it's all refundable, right? Up until 30 days. You got to pay in full by 30 days.
Yeah. So that's what we did, and it worked out super great. We did get one discounted room. So the only discounted room we got was our beach club room. And even that, the only thing available was club level, which we wouldn't have done otherwise. Although now Steven says, yes, we will. We'll do it again. You get the taste of what club level is like. You don't want to go back. It was great.
Did you take when was this? During your wedding day?
Yeah. So the night before, the night after our wedding, we stayed club level. So we just got breakfast. We didn't really get all the club level perks, but they were so nice to us because it was our wedding and club level, and so they were super great. But the price of that club level room was the price of the regular beach club room. So that's what we had budgeted for, and it kind of worked out. But they didn't have any regular beach club availability at that point. So that's how we ended up with it.
Very nice. So what'd you think of the French Quarter, now that we've talked about it so much?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, the benefit of the French Quarter, right, and everybody, I guess, would say the same thing, is the size, right? So all of our guests, we could meet for breakfast, and everybody was super close together, and everybody could find each other around. And so that was really great. We loved it. It's beautiful, too. Getting photos at the French Quarter is always great. There was a little bit of a mix-up for us. So unfortunately, right, it's our wedding trip, and we had booked a king, and they did not have a king-size bed available for us. And the manager was so apologetic because he could tell based on our rooms that it was our wedding, and he knew. And he said there are, I think, like 1,100 rooms there. 50 kings.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. He said, it's interesting the way it's done. And he said, he did not have a king to give us. He said, there are only 50 kings in this whole hotel, and they are all booked. And we were there for a week. And so just to find a way to maneuver that, he couldn't do it. And so we actually got to tour every available room there because I have a daughter with special needs. And so the reason we needed the king, not just because it was our wedding, was because I needed the space in the room to put a rented crib.
Okay.
So they let us tour every room that was available. They was like, the corners have a little extra space, and there were different rooms that had different space, to see if we could fit this crib in there. What we ended up doing was just removing all of the furniture in the room that wasn't a bed.
Oh,
so
wow.
They cleared it all out. So no table, no chairs, it's all gone. I don't know where they put it for our stay, but that's how we got a crib.
I've never heard that before, Kristy. That's crazy.
So they did what they could. You know, they recognized that we had this need, and they tried to help us out. But I was just amazed because I kind of felt like the French Quarter kind of skews a little bit more adult than some of the other hotels. So I was kind of surprised.
That seems like a strange ratio for the king beds.
Yeah, but it worked out. We got her in there. So I was like, as long as everybody has a place to sleep.
Yeah, that's important.
And then when we ended up at the beach club, we ended up with, I don't remember what the room number was. I'll have to look it up for you. But it was the very, very last room at the very, very end of the hall. And it was the corner. So it was ginormo. And when the photographers came in, they said they had never seen a beach club room that large. And I was like, well, we get to keep all the furniture in here. So, yeah.
The beach club, I think Mom has always said, it's kind of like The Shining, those hallways.
Yeah, it went on forever. But
long,
it was great.
I love it.
It was huge.
All right, Jenny, where'd Jenny say?
Yeah, we bounced around quite a bit, which I would not recommend if I could do it again.
You had split stays?
We had split stays. So we did our first night at the Contemporary. We got a great deal on like a garden room suite.
Yeah.
So, I think I was just excited to stay at a new hotel that I hadn't stayed at before.
Yeah, tell everybody where the garden view is, Jenny.
So it's not part of like the main tower, the A-frame tower. They've got a couple of buildings kind of off into the back there. And so we were in the first building, which was great. And it was a nice, easy walk up to our room. I think we were on the second floor.
I think I've heard those are some of the most reasonably priced. I think they're renovated. Well, everything's kind of renovated, it seems like these days. What's a suite there?
It was a giant room. So it was kind of an L shape. So it almost was like being at a DVC one bedroom. It was huge. Huge bathroom, kind of an L shape with a seating area and then a king bed at the other end and a big wraparound porch.
I think that's a little unknown secret, that garden view, because you'd think most people want to stay in the A-frame thing, right?
Of course, yeah. I think they have standard rooms out there too, but it popped up while I was looking, and it was a really reasonable rate. I don't remember what we paid.
Right,
now,
I wouldn't bypass that one. That's a good little tip there.
Yeah, so always just be looking because you never know what's going to pop up. Because we had the same issue as Kristy. We wanted to stay at Beach Club with everybody else, but we waited too long to book, and we couldn't book the room even in our room block anymore. So we were kind of left trying to figure out where else to go. So.
Reminds me of, we had a client that were friends of ours from church, and they kind of booked late with us, and they had adult kids, like my kids, and they end up booking the cabins at wilderness campgrounds, and they loved it. And I think one of our geeks, I think Jackie Cole and her family stayed there. It might have been during G3 too. And they raved about that. But yeah, kind of that, like the places you don't talk about a lot. They're pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't feel like you were staying in a hotel. You know, you had a lot of extra space.
Good spot. Nice pool near the lake. Yeah. It's all good there. Yeah. And you're still on the monorail loop, right?
Absolutely. Good. And we got to go and enjoy the DVC lounge that night too, which was fun just to kind of escape up there for a little bit and
in Bay Lake
go
Tower?
have a drink. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, yeah, because you guys are DVC. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we got to enjoy that too. And then the night before the wedding, we both stayed with our families because I wanted to be a little bit traditional about that. And I didn't want to see him that morning. And plus we had to get up super early to get ready. So
yeah. Middle of the night. Let's call
exactly. Yeah. So we both stayed at Beach Club. And then on the day of the wedding, we checked into the Riviera, which was our DVC resort that we just bought into. Got to stay at our brand new home resort. So
wow. It couldn't have been open very long.
No, I think it opened in December. So yeah, it was still really brand new and everything's so shiny and new and still looks really nice there. So we really enjoyed it.
What made you choose that? What made you choose that for a DVC purchase?
Well, you know, we were familiar with the DVC product and we were trying to decide between Riviera and Polynesian. We really like the Mediterranean kind of French Riviera feel that they were advertising because obviously we bought before the resort was open, but we knew we wanted to buy DVC and it was just a lot cheaper than what the Polynesian was going for at the time. So
really? Okay.
We looked into resale, but you know, there's just too many restrictions on it. Now we wanted the most flexibility out of our membership. So we bought direct and good for you. We really loved it. So,
boy, you got a good start in life there, kid.
Yeah, not too bad. Could be worse. Could be worse.
Awesome. So, did we cover all the resort for?
I think so.
Let's get into food. We haven't talked much about food. We're way into this. We're like almost an hour into this. We haven't talked about food at all, Kristy.
How's that possible?
I know.
It's not really the Geekin' podcast without some food talk.
No.
So did you have some good meals?
Yeah, so we stayed on the deluxe dining plan.
Look at her. She's been splurging.
It's your wedding, so why wouldn't you?
You've been splurging this whole time.
Yeah.
I love it. What can you do on the deluxe?
Oh my gosh. That was so much actually, what worked out really great about it was we were on the deluxe plan and our guests were not.
Okay.
So we spent several meals where we covered family so that they would have enough credits to meet, and we gave them some of ours, and we still had leftover credits at the end.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it worked out really nice. That was the first for us on this trip. I had never shared credits before, and EJ really was super helpful in that space about where the easiest place was to do that. And so literally, we went to Ohana and we just covered the bill.
Oh, nice!
And it was great because we had family there, and we could just use our points and our credits, and it was no big deal. So we did that a couple times for family, and it was great. But because I had planned with EJ and we had mapped every meal out for every person, I knew exactly how many credits they had, and so we knew exactly which meals we had to cover to make sure everybody would have a great time. So
and Ohana means family.
Exactly. So that was great. And then we had a lot of steak, right? So. The one meal that our wedding meal was not part of their dining, and that's probably part of the reason we had extra credits too, is because we had this wedding reception. So it was a day where we didn't eat anything on the plan.
Right.
And that was at Shula's, and that steak was amazing. It was great. And then the competitor steak is the steak at the Boathouse. So we had never been to the Boathouse before. In terms of deluxe dining, I'm pretty sure that's our new favorite. Now, everything we had was excellent.
Is that? Yeah, I was wondering. Boathouse is deluxe.
It is deluxe.
Signature dining.
It's signature dining, yeah. But what what's cool about it, and I found this out from the girl who actually did my hair and makeup for the wedding, who's, you know, a local Floridian, is that they like to go to the boathouse and eat. We had the filet, but apparently you can get like filet medallions as like an appetizer. And so you can eat a lot of the food at the boathouse on like the appetizer menu, and then people sit outside on the water.
I was going to say, yeah.
Drink a glass of wine. and if you're paying out of pocket, they said super reasonable.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought so too. Like the lunchtime, you can get kind of some reasonable meals there too.
Yeah. So
yeah. I love that. The atmosphere is great.
Best steaks of the trip. And it's funny because we're used to snacking, and we didn't snack at all because we were eating deluxe dining every night.
So, Kristy, did you lose weight before your wedding and then like
no way.
Put it all on?
No way. It was worth every penny and every pound. And it was funny. Our very last day of the trip, all the rest of our family had gone home, and it was just me and Steven and our daughter Charlotte. And we took her to lunch at Cinderella's royal table.
Oh.
And we had never done it before because I can never justify the cost. But we have all these dining credits, so we go there. And at the end of our week-long trip, she falls asleep. And she slept through the entire meal at Cinderella's royal table. She, like, head down on the table, missed the whole thing. And all the princesses came around. They all took photos with Charlotte asleep. Like, you know.
Wow.
So cute.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's how you know you had a good week of vacation, because, you know, just took a little nap, little siesta.
At the most expensive Cinderella's. Yeah.
Missed the whole thing.
Wow. That justifies, like I was just talking to someone about Akershus that Fran Chandler was on, and yeah, it's not nearly as expensive, but you get all of the princesses there too.
Yeah, we did that on this trip too. So we had the best of both worlds, a little bit of character dining. The night before our wedding, we did the hoop-de-doo. And so we covered all that on the dining plan.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I will say, like, people love the hoop-de-doo. The hoop-de-doo was fun, but it's very hard to compare a 2-credit meal at the hoop-de-doo to, you know, a steak and shrimp cocktail at the boathouse. You know, it's just when you're on the dining plan and it's the same, you're like, don't know. I think I'd rather go back to the boathouse.
Yeah, I love the boathouse too. Perfect.
Big fan.
Good job. How about you, Jenny? Do you have some good meals?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, obviously we're big foodies, so a lot of planning went into the wedding meal. Some of the other really good restaurants that we went to, we did Yachtsman Steakhouse the night before the wedding, which was something I reached out to the Geeks and asked about because I had never been there before. And because we were all staying at Beach Club that night, it made sense. And we had a great dinner. The food was excellent. I'll say the service was like so-so, especially like I was like decked out with my bride sash and big white ears. Told them like, we're getting married tomorrow. And I don't know if they were just busy that night or kind of expect like a little bit more like excitement and happiness sometimes.
Yeah.
It, you know, maybe it was just not a good night for that server. It wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. Just not the normal Disney service that you're used to.
I've heard people rave about the Yachtsman, but I've also like heard the other sides of it too. So I was like,
that's why I was worried. But all in all, it was a great meal. So
yeah.
And then we did Topolino Terrace. We did dinner and breakfast. And I would highly recommend both of them. Dinner was just an experience. Just the menu was really great, and being up there and just kind of like being in a new restaurant, it was a great experience. The server was explaining the different meals to us and gave us some recommendations, and we even got to speak to the wine person. I'm blanking on their title. I forget what they're called.
And where is this restaurant?
That's at the top of Riviera.
Yeah, I'm trying to get these new ones. I'm trying to get straight because you got the Riviera and you got the Grand Destino.
Yeah. So this one's at Riviera.
Yeah.
The fireworks happened while we were there, so we were actually able to we were like a couple of rows away from the windows. So we actually just kind of both sat on the same side of the table and got to watch the fireworks through the windows.
Nice.
You know, because everybody kind of gets up from their tables and goes out onto the patio. But it was kind of sweet, just like the two of us to sit there, and the restaurant was pretty quiet. We kind of had the place to ourselves and watched the fireworks outside. So
perfect.
Don't feel like you have to get up and run outside. Like if you can see the fireworks from your table, you know, don't be afraid to just sit inside and watch them.
Might be cold upstairs in January too.
Yeah. It was hot while we were there. Actually, it was record heat.
Was it January?
Then, it flipped the week
that
Kristy was there. Yeah.
Yeah, you both were in January.
Yeah, mine was like 1 week exactly before.
Okay.
So yeah,
which was why we were inappropriately packed.
Yeah,
we packed for her trip.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And then breakfast. The characters there are all in their kind of artist outfits, and it was really fun. The food was excellent. A little expensive, a little on the pricier side, but when you're two adults at a character meal, sometimes it can be a little bit awkward. It's not necessarily my favorite experience,
right?
But they don't make you feel awkward or like you have to get up and interact with them. Like sometimes they'll just, you know, like if they can see you're eating, they'll just politely wave and, you know, keep going unless you want to get up and take a picture with them.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I was wondering. Yeah, if you're adults, I wonder what the characters are thinking. If you got kids there, it's obvious they're there for the characters.
Right.
Yeah.
But for adults,
I don't know. I don't always love the character dining because I have a little one, and so I want to get the pictures. And my daughter's still in a high chair with a bib and the whole. So it's like everybody stop eating. Quick, get the bib off. Quick, clean her face off. Get everything done. Okay, take the picture. Okay, go back to eating. Oh, here comes another one. Get ready. Take the bib off. Get the whole thing. Yeah. So it's off. It's not always as enjoyable as as everybody makes it out to be in that age bracket either.
Yeah, especially if you're there for the food.
Yeah.
That's a great point. And then Cape May Cafe was a hidden gem. We went there for breakfast. So we did the early morning park shoot the day after the wedding. So after our whole wedding day, we got up early and did it all again, got dressed up to go take pictures.
Oh.
And then we met like a bunch of our family and friends, like about 20 people at Cape May Cafe for breakfast. And that was perfect because it was just laid back. We had one big long table. Everyone could just get up and go and get the food they wanted.
Yep.
And it ended up working out really well. So, you know, if you're going with a big group, I highly recommend doing the buffets because there's so many choices and you can get however much you want, however little you want. It was a nice laid back. And, you know, because it's at the resort, so they tend to not be as busy as the character meals in the parks. It was perfect for us.
That makes sense. I love that for dinner.
Yes. So Jenny, I'm going to ask you because I haven't ever asked you before. In case anybody on the podcast is like trying to plan a wedding. So, food choices at the actual wedding. What did you guys end up picking for your actual like wedding meals?
Yeah, so as part of our planning session, we got to go and do a test meal with Chef Eduardo at the Epcot Test Kitchen, which was an amazing experience. And we did a totally custom menu with him, and we picked everything from Mickey waffles. We had make an omelet station for our guests. We had a quiche that had leeks and mushrooms, I think. We had a salad that we kind of designed, like a winter salad with Chef Eduardo. And then we had halibut, which, oh my gosh, the halibut was amazing. Then we had the carved steak. So it can be whatever you want it to be. And then that was kind of the beauty of Disney is you can pick whatever you want and you can make your own menu and they'll work with you so that it's in your budget, because part of that is all of how many, like there's different price tiers for the time of day your meal is. So brunch is the cheapest. Then you have like a lunch category, and then dinner is the most expensive. So,
that's a fun meal though, brunch. I like that.
Yeah.
Where you had it.
So unique.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, you don't have to be like traditional. I don't know. What's the word? Traditional, like a regular wedding? Because you're at Disney.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's no rules at Disney. That was one thing when I first went to Disney World. Like, I was the kid that when I went into a store, my mom would slap my hand if I tried to touch anything. Or it's like, not in Disney World. There's no rules in Disney World.
Well, and you always say that like Disney's a place of excess, right? So like
Yeah.
when it comes to like wedding food and things, like
Oh,
there will always be too much food. Everybody will be stuffed.
Yeah.
Everything will be good.
Everything's larger. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But you're right too. I love this. You're meeting with a chef. They're customizing. They're putting it into you're working with a budget. Great question, Kristy. Thank you.
Yeah. Because I had a smaller wedding, so I didn't get that kind of quite as much personalization, but I was allowed to pick what I wanted to. So we had our dessert party. It was kind of like, okay, they gave you these like menus that you can choose from. And then I was like, well, what if I don't want some of these components? And the planner was like, oh no, you can pick anything you want. Like, what do you like at Disney? And I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, what do you like? And so we literally picked, and I remember asking the geeks, like, what are the best desserts that you like at Disney? Because I can pick literally anything I want. And now that the option is anything you want, it becomes a little bit overwhelming. Right? There's so many good choices. Like, what do I want? And so, we had chocolate covered strawberries that were decorated fancy. We had
we did that too. Those
key
were
lime
great.
pie Mickey tarts.
Yeah.
And carrot cake cookies and Mickey pretzels with cheese. And then
spring rolls. Every kind of spring roll that they make.
They do that. That's like a really big deal. Now we didn't do anything savory other than the pretzels because we literally just had steak at Shula's. But that was an option.
We did the cheeseburger spring rolls, and everybody raved about that.
Is that right? You guys, I'm putting on weight during this podcast.
Yeah, I mean it was great. And then our big splurge was we didn't have alcohol at our dessert party because we didn't have a lot of people, so we didn't want to pay a bartender. But I said we're at Disney, right? So what's the best thing you can do at Disney is have beverages with glow cubes in them. Of course, that's what you want to do, right? So strawberry lemonade that glowed in the dark. Of course, that's what you need because we're at Disney. So you just make.
Wow. Do you think my frozen lime margaritas would melt before they got over to the dessert party, though?
I don't know because they probably bring it over and they'd probably tap them there.
Yeah, they bring the whole machine over.
Yeah, you get the machine.
Yeah, we were going to do Dole Whip, but everyone kind of said like it's it's not as good as.
Hysterical. I love that. Yeah, that's great.
You can totally do it.
Yeah. So if you ever decide to have a dessert party, just tell them you want the nacho bar and you want the margarita machine, and they would bring it for you.
Mm-hmm.
That is fantastic.
A lot of people do the nachos. Yeah.
The nachos and the margaritas are actually very popular.
All right, before I lost 20 pounds, guys. Now I probably put it back on in one podcast. So I'm gonna. I don't want to, but I'm gonna leave food a little bit. Let's talk about some any good stories besides the food, Kristy, from this amazing trip.
When you plan a Disney wedding, you kind of have some choices, right? So people think it's going to be expensive, and it can be. But one of the big things is deciding whether you want to have an actual official Disney wedding, or whether you want to get married somewhere else that's close by, right? So a lot of people get married at Paddlefish or at the Swan and Dolphin or those types of things. And the big perk and the biggest reason to have a Disney wedding is the park shoots. And I think having Disney bridal park shoots is really, the only way you can get a Magic Kingdom bridal park shoot is to have an official Disney wedding. And it was, you talk about Disney magic. It was the most magical thing ever. So we actually had our park shoot the morning of our wedding. So, Stephen was blindfolded in the van, and we had our first look for our wedding. So the first time Stephen saw me in my dress and everything was in front of the castle at Magic Kingdom, and it was just super special to see that and to do that. And it doesn't get any better than that.
Is that before the park opened?
Yes, yeah. So they do all the bridal park shoots really early in the morning. So I had a 2:30 hair and makeup for a 6:00 park shoot. Because we did our first look in the park, we were actually there a half hour before the other brides. So they only take 3 couples a day in the Magic Kingdom, so that there's no overlap, and so nobody else is in your wedding picture.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and you have to choose the route that you want. So our route included the carousel and the teacups and the castle, and we got to go in the teacups, right? So they turn them off, they grab the keys, they kind of show you on the back end how they sign them out, and they drive the van right down Main Street with the parks closed. And it's so amazing to see. There's people, painting and cleaning and stocking the fireworks and all of that stuff happening. And then the park was scheduled to open that day at 7:45. So our shoot was from 6 to 7:30. At 7 o'clock, they have what they call the voice of God. and it comes out over the loudspeakers through the entire park. And it tells everybody that it is 7 o'clock. And the park opens at 7:45. And then every 10 minutes, it tells you what time it is and that the park opens at 7:45. And I'll be darned, at 7:29, everybody disappears. And at 7:30, they do a walkthrough. And we were the last ones out. He's like, we're going to get in trouble because the van's still out and they're going to yell at us, but we're doing it anyway. And he was a rebel. And our photographer, Jacob, he was awesome. And literally, they walk the park to make sure that it's, production ready before they open the gates. And then it's as though none of those people were ever there.
Showtime.
Yeah, it's go. And it was so amazing to see that. And so, when you do a Disney park shoot, you can do, so the only two parks you can do in the same day are Magic Kingdom and Epcot because of the World Showcase opening later. So we left the Magic Kingdom, and we have a couple pictures, wedding pictures with the trolley in the background and things as they were testing the equipment coming down Main Street while we were standing there. And then we quick got in and went over to Epcot. It was just so amazing. It was Festival of the Arts, so we have a couple photos, professional photos of us in the booths at the festival. I wanted to have bridal pictures actually in the Canada Pavilion, but there was a wedding that morning, so I couldn't have them. Okay. So we did the UK and we did China, which was super cool, and then Italy, because just how Jenny got married there, everybody wants bridal pictures in front of the magic doors in Italy. But it's super cool to see because you drive in the back in the van, and it's like they open a door and you're in Italy.
Nice.
Like you come through the door.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing to see, just how close to the outside you actually are. You kind of Disney magic,
behind the scenes. Nice. That is a great story. So you must love your pictures.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing. I mean, it's worth it. And then our extra bonus Disney magic, we had the same photographer do our park shoot in the morning and photograph our dessert party in the evening. We used an outside photographer for the actual wedding. When he came back at night, he actually had prints printed up from the morning.
Oh, wow.
Because he said spent all day editing our photos from the park shoot in the morning. So he actually had them for us same day.
Wow.
So we could show all of our guests at the dessert party.
Oh, that's very thoughtful.
So nice and super cool. And he said the reason it takes so long to get your actual wedding photos back is because Disney has such tight restrictions and rules that they have to have people verify and double check every photo that's taken because they have very strict rules, right? So, if Mickey Mouse can't be in a photograph if there's an alcoholic beverage on the counter.
Oh, sure.
Rules like that.
Yep.
Like from a quality standpoint, they're just so tight that he said he gave us those prints, but he said generally speaking, nobody gets their pictures for at least a month because Disney's so tight about verifying everything that they do to make sure that there's if we're taking early morning park shoots, there's no risk of losing magic, right? So there's no construction vehicle in the corner or anything because they want to maintain the magic. So
love it.
Cool.
Great job, Jenny. I don't know. This is tough challenge to try to find some good pixie dust stories.
Yeah, absolutely. So very similar experience. We had our park shoot the day after our wedding in Epcot. We started at 7, so still another early morning wake-up call for me. We got to have the same photographer that photographed our wedding, and she did the same thing. She brought a couple of photos with her of us from the day before during the ceremony. So that was really special to get to see a few of those and just feel that magic. But just getting to sneak around Epcot in the morning before the park opened was really a great experience. Like Kristy said, they kind of take you back in all these twisty ways and then poof, you're in the next country. And that was really fun. We had a very similar experience. We got to do our rehearsal in Epcot the morning before the wedding. The event guide kind of came and picked us up and she let me know as we were walking into the park that our planner was running late. And so she's like, we're going to walk really slowly around Epcot. And I was like, no problem, right? Because I've got World Showcase to myself right now. You know, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. So there's some activity going on, you know, people, you know, painting and getting things set up for the Festival of the Arts, taking down all the Christmas decorations. But we basically got to stop in each country and like take a picture. And I had that goofy bouquet of all the ribbons from the bridal shower. So I have really fun pictures of me and Justin kind of, and some of our family members, because they were all with us. It was the rehearsal, kind of in an Empty World Showcase, walking around to get to Italy for the rehearsal. So that was lots of fun memories.
Yes, I only know when I've been there for after hours and stuff like that. But and doing the tours, you get to see the backs and stuff. So I'm feeling what you guys are throwing down here. It's awesome. Yeah. All right, how about Kristy? Did you do any extras that we didn't cover yet?
Yeah. So in addition to the big scheduled dessert party, we did a Magic Kingdom garden viewing, Happily Ever After, with Steven's family. Oh, cool. And because they had never seen Happily Ever After before, right? So you have to do it. And yeah. I'm spoiled now, so I won't do Happily Ever After if I'm not in a dessert party space now, just from the craft stuff. That's
true.
I'm spoiled, so it's fine. But our favorite extra actually is the early morning magic. We did the Magic Kingdom early morning magic. It's a must-do now for us if we're bringing anybody else with us. We did all of Fantasyland several times before the park opened, and then they had a big buffet breakfast spread. Actually, at Cosmic Rays is where they put the big breakfast buffet up. It was super cool. So we sent our daughter and my in-laws to go have breakfast, and we rope dropped Space Mountain with Steven and his brother, and then came back and joined them for breakfast. And nice. It was really great. There wasn't much in Magic Kingdom we didn't do that day because we had already done Fantasyland, before we had any fast passes. And so we did that, and then we went over to Adventureland with our fast passes, and we were done with the whole park by like 4:00. We basically did everything. So
that's a ticketed event?
Great. It's a ticketed event. It's not super, it's like, I think it was like $75 or something like that a person, which people say, oh, but it included breakfast. Okay. And the breakfast was great. It's all of Fantasyland, I think, for like 90 minutes before everybody else comes in. Mm-hmm. So,
right.
And some of the character meet and greets are open to the princess meet and greets. All of that whole section's open. So yeah, I mean, you can get a lot done in 90 minutes and everything's a walk on.
Nice. Good job. How about you, Jenny? Did you have any extras that we didn't talk about yet?
Yeah. So one of the things that I was really struggling with figuring out how to do was to have a bachelorette party, as you normally would for a wedding. All of my bridesmaids were scattered all around the country. And so the only time we were going to be together before the wedding was literally the day before. So what we ended up doing was we did the Up Close with Rhinos tour at Animal Kingdom.
Oh, cool.
And so we got to go pet a chubby unicorn. And it was just a really fun day. We got to, do a couple of fast passes in Animal Kingdom and just hang out, a smaller group, and just getting to go behind the scenes and see how they take care of the rhinos and learn about the rhinos.
Is that what they call them? Chubby unicorns?
Yeah, they got the little horn and they're chubby, right?
I love that. I've never heard that before. I love every piece of that.
Oh, really?
Is that
what the other guys in the group had on a shirt that had like the chubby unicorn and
is that the
caricatured rhino?
Is that the caretakers calling them that?
No, I think it's like a pop culture reference. I don't know.
You made it up.
I love it. I've never heard of this before, but
that's a good one.
Just Google it. It's out there. Yeah, so we got to do that. And then we didn't have any ADRs for lunch, but we wandered over to the Nomad Lounge because another great Geekin' tip was to rope drop the Nomad Lounge. And we just missed it. So we kind of circled a few times and we're waiting. And then finally this bigger table, kind of half of the table got up. It wasn't part of their group and they left. And the other people could see that we were waiting. And we were kind of there was another group who was also waiting, and we kind of had to stare down, and, we sat down at the table. They were like, oh, come on over and join us. They could tell, again, I had on my bridal sash and my big my big bridal ears and everything.
Yeah.
So it was fun. We got to meet new people and,
Yeah.
enjoyed our little lunch and a fun drink at the Nomad Lounge before the day was up. So it was a good little break.
Did an Animal Kingdom day then with the bride?
Yeah, it was just a half day because we went straight from the rehearsal to Animal Kingdom to do the rhinos. And then we had lunch and then we set up a time to a welcome party, if you will. It was just unofficial. You can schedule that with Disney if you want, but most of our guests were staying at the Caribbean Beach. So we were meet us at the pool bar at Caribbean Beach, which is the Banana Cabana, which I think is hilarious. We basically just took over the Banana Cabana. So we only had a short 5-ish hours in between when we said we were going to meet everybody and the rehearsals.
What have you heard back from your guests? Did they have a great time during this?
Everyone raved about it. I was really surprised, and I think a lot of people were like, oh, a Disney wedding? You never know what kind of reaction you're going to get from non-Disney people. But a lot of my family's up in the Northeast, and so it was well, hey, if we're going to Florida in January, sounds good to me. So,
yeah, I'm into that.
Exactly. So they were all kind of on board just from the vacation aspect of it.
Right.
And then once they got down there, they're like, wow, this is so nice. And like I said, we had amazing weather. It was high 80s while we were there.
And you had a lot of people that had never been before?
Yeah. Most of the people had never been before.
Wow. That's great.
So it was really nice to share the Disney magic with them.
I love it. Well, guys, this has been really awesome. You two I knew this was going to be good. You guys gave a lot of information, but how would you give advice to the next bride that wants to go to Disney World from our group?
Everything about it is special, right? So everything from the moment we got picked up at the airport, we used our package had transportation that we didn't need for our wedding, so we used it for the limo ride from the airport to the hotel, and it was the official Disney limousine. And they're every Super Bowl winner sits in this limousine, right?
Oh.
Every special VIP that ever comes to Disney World is in this limousine, and now you're in this limousine for your wedding.
Boy, another thing I never heard before. That's cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, it's just everything about it is special. For the whole, it doesn't get more special than that. It's every piece of it. We had. From that to, we had lots of free champagne at restaurants and, lots of special character interactions when you're wearing your bridal ears in the parks. And it's just everything about the whole trip it's Disney magic, right? So, I mean, what better way in time to have Disney magic than at your wedding? So if you're on the fence of whether or not you want to do it, you should totally do it.
Check
you won't
it out.
regret it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Don't think it's out of your budget until you check it out, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can have a Disney wedding for 10 grand or you can have a Disney wedding for 100 grand. If you are conscious about your budget, and I will plug here, there is a book out there. Someone named, her name is Carrie Hayward, and she has a Disney wedding guide. It's updated all the time. So all the current pricing is in there, and she's super helpful. She'll actually email you back if you have questions about things.
Oh, great.
And she's super great. And there were things in there that I didn't even think to ask about that I asked for because they were in the book. And so when you ask Disney for something, they find a way to make it happen. So it was super great. We ended up buying, cases of wine of all the wines we had while we were at Disney for our wedding for home. So we're really stocked right now during this tough time being at home.
Well, that's important.
Yeah.
You got some jam jar?
No, so we're Silverado fans now. So Disney Silverado Cabernet is our favorite.
I like the sweet wines, but jam jar is my. I learned that at Disney World. Jam jar, the South African wine.
Yeah. If the other thing is to, I guess my other advice would be to try to carve out some time just for the two of you if you can do it, because you are going to entertain a lot of people. And we love to entertain family anyway. We did do a dinner, just the two of us at the California Grill one night, and did fireworks and some champagne up there. And it was just really nice to just kind of get away from everybody else. If you have the option to kind of to do that, it just makes it a little bit extra special. And it's great too, because then you have all these memories of Disney, right? So now when we go back to Disney, it's it's where we got married, and there's all these extra special memories about it. So And it's also great because it's kind of like a club of all these other people who have also gotten married at Disney. So that's kind of cool, like the people that you'll meet, and met Jenny, and
you're in the cool kids club.
Yeah, it's fun.
I love it, Kristy. I love your enthusiasm. So, Jenny, what are you going to tell the next bride that wants to go to Disney?
Yeah, I would say, and I think I did this without knowing I did it, but don't be worried about what other people think. If you want to get married at Disney, go get married at Disney, and it was very unusual for, my family to do a destination wedding. And I think a lot of people were skeptical. And I didn't really think twice about it until, I kind of was feeling a little bit of that pushback from the family. My mom, thankfully, kind of buffered a lot of it, but just do it.
I mean,
don't second guess yourself.
We hear that from people who, like us geeks, who go all the time. Like, why do you go to Disney? Why would you get a little bit of grief having your wedding there? It sounds like it's a Cinderella place.
Exactly, right? And everyone thinks like, oh, you just want like the princess wedding. And I was like, no, that's not what it is at all. And it kind of felt like an opportunity to, share that Disney magic and just the fun and letting go and seeing just the quality of entertainment, if you will, that they put into it. And I felt like the resorts, the theming at the resorts, having everybody together for drinks, by the pool, enjoying just the atmosphere and the ambiance of Disney, and then experiencing the fireworks. Everyone was like, wow, now I get it. And then, still people are like, man, that was such a great wedding, and the food was so great, and the fireworks.
It's unique.
It's different. And if you can afford it, do it. Like Kristy said, it can be as cheap or as expensive as you want it to be. So don't think it's out of your price range. And if you want to do it, don't let anybody talk you out of it.
That's Absolutely. A great point. I would never have thought of that, Jenny, that people might resist or not understand the magic that is and the quality, right? If they've never been, and they're going to be, they're thinking it's a little kid's place.
Right.
Exactly.
But it's got a lot for adults, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's hard to top.
Steak.
Yep.
Guys, you guys are awesome. Stay in touch with the Geekin' family. Don't abandon us now that we've sent you off married.
No way. Now we have anniversary trips we have to plan.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I hope to see you again at another grand Geekin' gathering like I did last time.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Have a great rest of your life, guys. It gets
happily ever after.
It gets I hope so. Hope it doesn't get harder from here, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, have a great night.
Thank you so much.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Wow, that was just another warm, fun, enjoyable conversation with some of our super geeks that I've got the chance to meet out in the parks. And Kristy and Jenny just did an awesome job telling us all about their Disney weddings. Great for you guys that want to do a Disney wedding yourself, or you're just curious how it's done, and they had their Disney moons. So great job, Kristy and Jenny. I knew it was going to be an awesome episode. I just love talking to them guys. All right, this is going to be a short shout out this week because I'm running out of time. I was over Auntie Judy's with Mama and Uncle Ken, and we were just having a beautiful Sunday here, 75 degrees. I was out on Facebook Live, having a couple limoncellos and just enjoying a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in northwestern Connecticut. So I'm going to do a shout out to Sarah Harkleroad. She's going to be my super geek, the geek of the week. Mom and Judy were telling me Sarah's a client of ours. I got a chance to meet her and her daughter during G3 last year in October. But the reason she's my geek of the week this week is because she lost her dad. And, we are a family here on the Geekin' on WDW podcast. And we certainly are sending our prayers and wishes to you, Sarah. And I'm going to send you a little gift, a little thank you card for being a geek here on the podcast. And we love you. And we just want to say we're sorry for your loss. We understand that. We lost our Poppy a few years ago, Mom's dad. And so we know how it is. And we're just sending our best your way. A little Starbucks gift card I'll be sending out this week to you. So Sarah is our Geek of the Week. And that's it for this week, guys. Definitely come join us in our private Facebook group. Come on in and join the Geekin' family. We've got a big family reunion coming up in Disney World in February 2021. We're so excited about that. We're posting. Auntie Judy was showing me some bags that she made. She's a quilter. She made some custom bags that I posted out in our private Facebook group. Those are going to be some of the prizes you can win if you come down to the G3 during the Kessler run, or you're there for the big Sunday event. We'll be taking pictures and giving out all kinds of prizes. So I hope you guys can come see us in February of 2021. You guys that are Patreon supporters, patreon.com/geekinonwdw.com, you can donate to the show, and you're going to get a live recording from the January trip that's coming out this week for sure. I'm going to get that out to you guys this week. And thank you so much for supporting us on patreon.com. I'm so glad spring is here. Thanks for going geeking on Walt Disney World with us. We really appreciate you listening and geeking with us every single day. We love you, geeks. Have a magical day. And I hope all your dreams come true.